where entertainment and enlightenment meets.
Peace, everyone. I am going to sit here and I'm going to wait for a couple of viewers to get in because, we got a really deep subject we will be talking about today on the Scoop. I have a very, very, very special guest that's on my show today. This particular person had me on his show about 4 years ago. He invited me onto his show. He has his own, blog talk radio and everything that's popping, must I say. And he put me on there like 4 or 5 years ago. And we've been cool ever since. But see, I don't know who knows him, I don't know who doesn't, but I'm gonna tell you this, he is also known as the ratchet revolutionary. Okay. He come with it, he come with that fire, he's smart as hell. He done interviewed, if you I don't know if you read his bio, but he done have people, that he interviewed, such as Dr. Claud Anderson. You gotta be doing some things to get, Dr. Claud Anderson up on your show. He done even had some big names like Charlemagne Tha God on his show. So people know who this person is that I'm getting ready to bring on. But if you don't know, like I said, you about to meet him today. Palmetto Star, but I call him T Ford. Okay, I call him T Ford. A lot of people on social media know him as T Ford. Okay, but y'all gonna know him today as Palmetto Star. All right, and we finna get in. We're about to talk about what's been happening, with the black/brown quote unquote alliances that's happening right now. The Wendys just got burnt down in the A. We're gonna be talking about a lot, all the way down to the situation with George Floyd. So welcome to the show, Palmetto. Welcome to the show,
Hey,
my brother.
peace. What's going
Peace,
on?
peace,
Sorry. Yes,
peace.
yes, 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 yes. Got to put that fist
Look,
up.
man. Yes, yes. Look, yeah, we gotta always check this out. Now, when I was like, okay, we're gonna get Palmetto on the show, we're gonna talk about what we're gonna talk about. You know what I mean? I knew that having you on the show, this conversation was gonna be dope. I knew that
All right.
having you on the show, that it's gonna be waking up a lot of people that aren't knowing some things that they need to know. Because you know how
Back.
your show be going. You know how it be on, on your show, the Ratchet TV, Too Raw, Raw, was it Too
Yeah,
Raw
yeah, yeah. Too rough
TV?
to do. Yes,
Yeah, Too Raw for
yes.
TV. You know how you gets down, So I'm like, all right, let's bring them on. It's a Sunday. I ain't got nothing else to do. I ain't got nothing else to do. We got some stuff
Facts.
to talk about. There's some things
Oh,
to
there
talk
is so
about.
much to talk about right now.
Yes.
Like there's so much to talk about, but even beyond talking, now is about action. So there's so much to even act on. And so after this interview, if you're not boots on the ground doing something, you know what I'm saying, you haven't listened to what we've been saying, because there's so much stuff that's happening right now that's happening to black people. I want to talk about this black, quote unquote, black brown alliance that is completely false. We need to realize that, you know, we have no friends, we have no allies. You know what I'm saying?
None.
So right now in Chicago, you have the Latin Kings. They are harassing and terrorizing black people. You know what I'm saying? And so you got different gang factions involved with that,
Hmm.
but they're showing their true colors, who they are, by what they're doing. And you know what I'm saying? They're using this as an excuse. They're saying the rioters, there's rioting and all this other stuff. They're trying to protect their neighborhood. But come on, this is an excuse. Y'all been wanting to do this, and now it's apparent, and you're using this as an excuse to harass black people. And so
Hmm.
and it's not just Chicago that this happening. This happening all over. This is happening on the West Coast. This is
Right.
happening in LA. This is happening in Seattle. And it's not okay. Of course, it's not the original
It's going on up north. It's
people
happening
that were.
everywhere.
Yes, yes, yes. And it's not just and it's not the, like, the original people out there. It's like these people that ascribe to white supremacy. These people, these, I call them, and I think we need to more or less codify them as pink people, which is non-black people. You know what I'm saying? Now you got people that are from Mexico. You got people like me. My heritage is Mexican. I got a grandfather that's from Mexico. You feel me? but he's black Mexican. So, you know, like a lot of these people are invaders. They
Mm-hmm.
have invader blood. They are from the Spaniards,
Mm-hmm.
the you know what I'm saying, that, you know, the conquistadors, you know what I'm saying? And they attribute
Mm-hmm.
these people
Yeah.
are the white side, you know what I'm saying? Anybody that is you know, they want white privilege is not going to be on the side of black people. So black people need to really really need to get off of that black on brown alliance thing, because you know it had, when has it worked for us? When has it worked for black people? You know, this black brown alliance, when has it worked for black people?
Right. Right.
It now it's worked for brown people to get
Mm-hmm.
further rights and all that other stuff, you know, to further, because we always go to bat for different people, and we always make it happen. We make Black people are the ones that made the LGBT rights happen. Black people are the ones that
Mm-hmm.
further further you know, the Hispanics and their way they could do their things. But you know, when has that worked for black people? When have anybody gone for any black person, you know what I'm saying, like that? You know what I'm saying? Now
Mm-hmm.
you have the current thing that's happening right now with the so-called Black Lives Matters uprising, which I think people need to start questioning, like, how the hell did Black Lives Matter come back to life? You know, I was an integral part of the whole protest and all that stuff that was happening around 2000, between 2014 and 2016. And I'll proudly say that I'm the reason why they killed off Black Lives Matters, because what they were trying to do with Black Lives Matters was to make it sort of like an effeminization of black men. You know what I'm saying? That's what they were trying to do between 2014 and
Mm-hmm.
2016. It came under the guise of like trying to, you know, be an awakening because of the police shootings and stuff like that were happening, and the
Mm-hmm.
racist stuff that was happening at the time. But when you would go to the actual meetings, they would try to, you know, it was a lot of stuff about the quote unquote homosexual community. What's your pronoun? You know what I'm saying? You have like black men in there with high heels,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
different things like that. And I never really was into any sort of liberation group, you know what I'm saying? Except for the Huey P. Newton Gun Club. I am the Minister of Information for the Huey P. Newton Gun Club chapter of Atlanta. But as far as
Right.
as
Right.
far yeah, as far as different groups, I never really tried to get with different groups. Now, I did align myself with Black Lives Matters, and they did try to court me to be leadership there. But when they saw that I wasn't of their quote unquote sexual preference, I wasn't on that. You know what I'm saying? They kind of like fell back from me. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? But I saw enough
Mm-hmm.
to know the facts that it is funded by large entities that, you know, that I mean, I don't know if it's George Soros per se, but it is definitely large entities involved with funding them. You know that there's different things
Right.
happening. There's you know and I thought they were very radical at first, because I know the first meeting that I did with Black Lives Matters, what they did was they kicked all the white people out, and I thought that was very progressive. I thought that was
Mm-hmm.
very radical at the time. But then, you know, it's like the other stuff they would do was not, you know, I'm not anti anybody in our community, but it wasn't progressive as far as with the police shootings and stuff like that. So, but ultimately, it was a hashtag. It's not even this organization that they tried to make. It was this hashtag that people were gravitated to. So you had people like me that were
Right.
having people do radical stuff under this hashtag, like burn the American flag, and you know what I'm saying, taking Confederate flags out of people's houses and off their cars, and you know what I'm saying, out of their front yards and stuff like that. So they killed it off because they didn't want that sort of stuff happening at that time. They weren't like ready for that level of radical stuff to happen at that time. And so now they had brought it back, like it never went anywhere. There was a whole media blackout between 2016 till just recently, till the George Floyd murder, that the mainstream mayonnaise media didn't even utter Black Lives Matters, and they were told they couldn't. You know what I'm saying? They were told they couldn't. Now all of a sudden it's back with full force,
It
like
was
Black
actually,
Lives Matters. Go
Yeah, it was
ahead.
actually back then when you and I actually met around that time back then during that whole Black BLM thing going on and so forth. So I know
Yeah.
exactly what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about because I was one of them out there doing that radical stuff. Like because I was with it, but I seen
Yeah.
too that I also witnessed that it was just some with the BLM movement, and had to step back, from it,
Yeah.
because it just wasn't
Yeah.
what I thought it was going to be. And I seen the same things you saw, the heels, the men in the heels, or the
Yeah.
those thick boot things it was wearing. Like I seen that, you know what I mean? So I was like, yeah, this is some other stuff going on, like and it was a lot of pink people involved, a lot of
Yeah. Yeah.
pinkies.
Yeah.
I seen that, and it did disappear. It disappeared,
It
and
did.
now
It
it's back.
disappeared
Like you
between
said, like
2016 till
it just never
now.
went nowhere.
Yeah, it disappeared, and I'll tell you exactly what happened. They they were George Soros or whoever political entity was taking this hashtag, and they were trying to make it to where it was about feminizing black men. It was about, for lack of a better term, gay rights. It was about this thing they were pushing out. You know what I'm saying? They wanted to push out this more or less homosexual agenda underneath this hashtag. And and the reason why they killed it off, because well, they were doing that on the organizational level, on the street level. That's what they were trying to do. They were organizing around those sort of things. Now but they couldn't control who's using the hashtag. I'm using the hashtag and I'm saying burn the American flag. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying buy black, still white. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing where people are doing different things like that with the Black Lives Matters hashtag, talking about black supremacy and different things like that. I'm talking about black supremacy using the Black Lives Matters hashtag, and people are gravitating towards it. A lot of people will gravitate towards it. If you guys remember the "Fuck Your Flag" protest, that the "Fuck Your Flag" movement that hit CNN, Fox News, and all that stuff like that. I was the one that created that, the FYF 9/11 thing. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so you see that was underneath the Black Lives Matters hashtag. So right after that whole "fuck your flag" thing that happened, September 11th of 2015. So after that whole thing happened, they really killed off that hashtag once they saw that people were doing radical stuff around the hashtag. You know what I'm saying? Now they want people to do radical stuff. Now they want civil unrest, and they want racial conflicts. They want people are saying race war. They want race war. I don't think they want race war per se. I think um they want publicized bigger racial conflicts, because they're not ready. That race war thing, if that happens, they're dead. They know that. You know what I'm saying? So they want to have these racial conflicts where black people are on the losing end. You know what I'm saying? Are on the are on the end that they die the most or something like that, and they want to publicize and make that, sort of like create some sort of media around that. So that's what's happening with the Black Lives Matters hashtag. Now they want that destruction. They want all the radical stuff that we were doing. That they want that now, so they're bringing it back, and like it never left. And people, that should raise red flags with everybody. Red flags should be raised. Just because you're like, hold on, what? Yeah, like where? How do Black Lives Matter? Y'all talking about that again?
We was getting arrested for it.
Y'all weren't talking about this for years.
For
Go
real.
ahead.
And like I said, we was getting arrested for it. We was burning flags and stepping on flags and getting arrested downtown. You know what I mean? We was getting, but
Yep.
now they,
Yep.
like you said, they want us, they want the people to do it all of a sudden. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, they
they want
do.
them to do it. But hold up though, what when I was out there, when you were out there, it was cuffs on us. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, yeah.
they spraying us, all kind of stuff. Like so now it's and like this topic is about, we need to be more analytical. You understand what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And a lot of people are just moving off of just emotion and they're not actually analyzing the situation at
Fact.
hand. You know, they're not seeing what the bigger plan is, what the master plan is behind this whole thing. You know,
Fact.
they're not paying attention to that. They just kind of moving and fast, you know, moving and moving real fast without. And that's what's really
Mm-hmm.
happening right now as far as that BLM thing is going, you know, and again, well, we was just speaking backstage about it, like that goes on to the what just happened in the A with the Wendys being burned down.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Our people, a lot of our people been cheering that on and so forth, not knowing that it was a white woman that did it. It was a pink woman.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She did it, but it's making it look like we're the ones out there burning the stuff down.
Yeah.
You know, but then it happened on the west side. That's what you said, right?
It happened on the west side, yes, and I'm trying to figure out
Was it
exactly.
the west side?
Yeah. It was the west side. I'm trying to figure out if it was on the west end per se. So if somebody knows, please hit me up about that because I know I when I looked at the
Yeah,
picture, I was like, oh,
yeah,
I know
because
exactly where that's at, but I want to make 100% sure if that's the same Wendy's.
yeah, because most likely if it's on the west side, that means it was our people employed in there. You understand what I'm saying? And she
Oh
done
yeah,
burnt down the place that our people were employed at. You know, so it's just
fact.
like, you know
And
what I
she
mean?
probably not
Like,
even from Georgia, honestly, because you know a lot of these protesters are
she probably not.
imported. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these
She probably not.
protesters
She
are
probably wrote in
imported.
from Alabama. She probably wrote in from Alabama.
Right, right, or
Hmm.
anywhere because these
But for
protesters
all
are
you know, she probably
they're
wrote in
going
from
across the
Alabama or
country.
Tennessee. It's right there.
Right, right. They're
Hmm.
going across the country doing this stuff though, and they're being paid to do this. And the difference between them doing this and then us, if you see the different news footage, the police are actually going and encouraging these people to do these things. You know what I'm saying? They are helping people vandalize
Mm.
things like that,
I'm
vandalize
I'm looking
property,
right now
stuff
to
like
see
that.
where this happened at exactly.
Yeah,
Hmm.
they're helping
Hmm.
people they're helping people vandalize stuff. You know what I'm saying? And they're doing this because they know what it is. They're trying to set the tone or set the they're trying to set up this, like I was saying before, they're trying to set up this racial conflict in which black people are dying at, you know what I'm saying, more so. You know what I'm saying? They just want basically a
Right. Right.
stage production show of black people dying because
Hmm.
of law enforcement or because of whatever else. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's
Right.
happening
Right.
right now. Yeah, that's what's happening right now. I don't, you know, people say they're trying to have a race war, and I don't feel like they want that. They don't want a race war. They want more fear. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't want
Hmm.
black people to get into that war mentality. Because once black people get into that war mentality, it's over for them, and they know that. I don't care how
Hmm.
many guns you got, how many. I don't care if you got, you know what I'm saying, all the ARs. I don't care if you got, you know what I'm saying, that 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 advanced technology did not stop the French from getting slaughtered in Haiti, and it won't stop pink people from getting slaughtered out here in America. You know what I'm saying? When black people are on
Right.
it,
Right.
there's no
Right.
stopping us. There's no stopping us, and they
Yeah,
know
we
that.
own it.
But they had to keep us in that
Yeah, we own
fear.
it.
Yep, they had to keep us in that fear vibration. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way. And right now they know that their reign is at an end. So they're throwing every last single thing onto the wall and seeing what sticks. That's why you have every last single conspiracy theory being verified. And if you haven't thanked your local conspiracy theorists recently, you need to. A lot of people been, you know, they've been for years calling me crazy. Oh, that's not
Mm-hmm.
gonna happen. That's and then in the past couple months, everything I said has come to pass. You know what I'm saying? All of it: martial law, the one world currency, the vaccines, the you know the all of the, all every last single thing that we've been talking about and that we've been letting people know what's happening has happened, and they're throwing all of that, even
Mm-hmm.
disclosure. They disclosed how they disclosed the UFOs. You know what I'm saying? So they disclosed
You said
UFOs
they
were actually,
disclosed them.
yeah, they put video out of actual UFOs that they've kept that they've seen pass by different airplanes, or service planes or whatever, um
Mm-hmm.
by different ships and stuff like that. The military put that out. The military just put that out, and nobody even batted an eye because of all of the other stuff that was happening with the riots and COVID-19 and different things of that. And
Mm-hmm.
look how they did COVID-19. COVID-19 is a complete scam that they ran on people. You know what I'm saying? They fudged the numbers. They said all these people were dying of COVID-19. It
Mm-hmm.
it came out that that was false. They were trying to scare people, saying that it could come out. They were trying to say you could get it through every last single way, even through, like they were saying, passing gas next to somebody, you could get COVID-19. Like it's just ridiculous how, saying how extensively they spread this lie and the fear of it. Now, what I'm saying, it's sort of blended into a perfect storm, because now you have people are out there protesting and stuff like that. They're wearing the same mask that they were told to wear. You know what I'm saying? Everybody
Mm-hmm.
else masked up. You know what I'm saying? So so that it's kind of funny how that happened. When they found out that the COVID-19 scam didn't work, then they're like, okay, well, you guys are gonna have this be under curfew because of there's riots and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't even it didn't even pause at all. You know what I'm saying? Fulton County was on curfew because of COVID-19, and then as not they didn't even have any break between that curfew between COVID-19 and the curfew that's happening now between with the riots. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So the whole point is to make black people stay at home for a second while they do whatever they need to do. They're trying to buy time. They're trying every effort that you see of them. What they're doing is to try to get one more hour of power, to try to get
Mm-hmm.
one more day, as this American corporation, and it's over with. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can see how okay, 2 to 3 weeks of a couple of black people staying home, and people staying home, and look how far American fell just because of that 2 weeks of people being in the house, 2 or 3 weeks. It wasn't even, I mean, it was maybe a month
Right.
at the max. You know what I'm saying? And but
Mm-hmm.
but America operates off of daily slave labor. If it doesn't have daily slave labor, then it cannot exist. The American dream cannot exist. This government cannot operate. Nothing works if they don't have daily slave labor, and then they just turn to their thug ways. You know what I'm saying? You had Navy ships actually stealing ventilators from um from from cargo ships that were going to where were they going, to the Dominican Republic, to there was another place. There was another country that it was going to, but now they're just like the you see the Navy are basically just like pirates employed by America. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So they turn that thug shit on real quick as soon as they start running out of money. You know what I'm saying? As soon as the money starts drying up, they turn to that thug violence, and that's all so-called white supremacy is based on. White supremacy is based on having a level of unchecked violence by the police and the
Mm-hmm.
military system. You know what I'm saying? If they can't
Mm-hmm.
have that, if their violence is unchecked, then white supremacy is over. You know what I'm saying? People act like, okay, what are we gonna do after white people fall out of power? And it's just like, I mean, they're so it's their power is contingent on so many different things that if you pull one, it's like a I'm trying to
Mm-hmm.
what's that game that you play? You put all those pieces in and it falls down, or you got to put it in just right. And if you don't,
Jenga.
Jenga, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's what white supremacy is. It's like a game of
Mm-hmm.
Jenga. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? If they don't have their brutal police force, their military, if the dollar don't let the dollar die, because if the dollar dies, white supremacy is done. You think people are going to sit around and do any of this?
And it's already slowly dying. It's already slowly
Oh,
dying.
it's dead. The only thing that
It's
the
it's, it's
only
losing
reason
its
that
it's
what's that?
I will say it's already losing its value. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It has no value.
Yep. And
Yeah.
I'll tell you this too. Also, Far, the only people that are keeping the dollar alive are black people. We're the
Mm-hmm.
main promoters of the dollar, of the American dollar.
Trillions.
All these rappers with all this, flashing all this money and stuff like that. They put them out there because they are the ones that are promoting the dollar, making it look sexy and all this other stuff. Man, that thing is dead. And
Mm-hmm.
do you think that any of these
So
people will be doing any of this without a paycheck? No. You know what I'm saying? So then you
right,
would only get the
right,
hardcore
exactly.
white supremacists out there. So you only see the hardcore white supremacists that are doing this without a paycheck. You know what I'm saying? It's over with.
So all right, I got the address. So this happened. The fire happened on University Ave in the
Mm.
SWATs. That's the SWATs.
Yep, I know exactly. I know
So
exactly where that's at. Okay, I know exactly where that's at. Yep, University Avenue. I know exactly
right, right, right. You got the
which
address.
building
Yeah,
that is.
yeah.
Yep.
That's SWATs. That's SWATs. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's SWATs. So that means that Pinky done put our people out of work.
Yep.
She burnt down the damn Wendy's, and now our people are not employed at this moment.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I was like,
Yeah.
I just seen the address. That's SWATs right there.
Yeah.
It's not far from People's Town, right around the corner
Mm-hmm.
from JJ Fish.
Mm. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah. So there goes
And you know
the
what? I
answer to
mean,
where the
that's what I'm saying. Like the protests and stuff like that. I mean, my thing is this: why are we going? Why aren't we breaking the barriers and going towards things that are more, you know, in affluent areas? You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right, right.
Like why is it targeted? Why is black people stuff targeted? And white people love to tear black people stuff down right along with black people. You know what I'm saying? They're like, yeah, nigga, I'm gonna tear this stuff down right with you. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, you
They show
know,
are.
and then
They
they go
show
back
are
to the
doing that.
suburbs. You know what I'm saying? Nothing torn down. Their house in perfect condition. You know what I'm saying? So
No,
it's
but
just like,
they really are out there saying that, and our people are like, yeah, let's go. You know,
yeah,
we don't need no water. Let that mother effer burn. That's what they're
right,
saying.
right, right,
And
right,
then they have no job.
right,
They have no
right.
job afterwards. Like,
Now the CNN Center and stuff like that, I thought that was commendable. I thought that was great.
pretty
CNN
funny.
stuff like that. Yeah,
Pretty funny.
but
Pretty
like
funny.
I mean, let's. I mean, if we're gonna have something, if you guys listening are really about that organic movement, it was more about um displacing things that are in affluent neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? Because this is where it all comes from. You know what I'm saying? This is where the problems come from. Those white cops that shot the brother out there on University Avenue,
Hmm.
they're parking their police cars
Yeah.
in these affluent neighborhoods and walking into their suburban houses. They don't
Hmm.
live. on Ralph David Abernathy. They don't live on University Avenue. They don't live. They
Right,
don't.
right.
Yeah, they don't. They don't live on Campbellton Road. You know. You feel me?
They're not on ONAT. They're not on
Mm-mm.
ONAT. They're not, they're not in them areas. Like,
Nope.
so
Nope.
they're in
Nope.
the
So
outskirts.
yeah, Conyers
That's where
and
they
stuff
are.
like that. You
So
feel me?
Covington,
Yep.
or they somewhere, or they're somewhere in the good areas out, Woodstock,
Facts.
somewhere
Woodstock.
in Kennesaw, somewhere in Kennesaw.
Kennesaw.
You know what I
Hey,
mean?
bring them out. Bring
Yeah,
them out. Bring them out.
yeah.
Kennesaw. Yeah.
That's where they are. That's where they are. And then they coming into the neighborhoods that we live in, and they are tearing it down because that's what they want to see. They want to see it tore down.
Right. Right. When I challenge any of the real
And
protesters,
a
any
lot of
of the
our
real
people
people.
aren't, really keeping that.
Facts. Facts. That's why I'm
Mm-hmm.
making a challenge right here on Fari X, the scoop with Fari X, to challenge the people that are really doing this for real, putting their real hearts out there. And I know there's a lot of people on all street tribes out there. You got the gang, you got the Bloods, the Crips, Pyrus, you feel me? And big time salute to all y'all. But we got to think about, where
Uh-huh.
the source is, what the source is,
Salute to the GDs too.
Right, facts. But yeah, big time. Yeah, shout out to
Yeah.
the GDs out there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, they're out there. They're
Mm-hmm.
out there. And so we got to where are these people at? You know what I'm saying? What's the addresses of these police officers that are shooting these people? You know what I'm saying? What areas are they in? You know what I'm saying? Because that's where the bastion of this hatred's coming from. That's where that racism is spawned from. You know what I'm saying? It's spawned in these areas. It's not in our neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, you burned down the Wendy's because an employee called the police there, but the problem wasn't the person calling the police. The problem is actually the police themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Right. Right.
we gotta look at the source instead of going at the symptoms. You know what I'm saying? Let's be holistic with everything that we do, and including the rioting, because honestly, I'm with the destruction of America. I don't care if George Soros is paying for it or not. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm with all of that. But I mean, if we're gonna be organic about it, let's look at where the source is. You know what I'm
Yeah. Let's be more wise with it. Let's be more wise with it.
saying?
You know
Facts.
what I mean? Um, that's what, again, where that being analytical and using your critical mind, you know, for doing any type of movement. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of us they're
Hmm.
just kind of reactionaries. They're reacting instead of
Yeah.
responding. And I
Yeah.
always talk about that. Respond first.
Hmm.
Think,
Right.
think, put together that
Right.
plan before you
Thank.
go out and make a dumb move, you know?
Facts. 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 And
So,
I want to say this too, because I want to bring up something that has happened. All these people going to these protests, man, some of them are crisis actors. And recently, Two Raw for TV exposed a group of big time
it's
shout out to this brother right here, Knights and Queens, keeping love, I should say. But but
sister.
they but a lot of these people are
Mm-hmm.
crisis actors, you know what I'm saying? And we recently exposed
Mm-hmm.
this fake faction of Black Panthers that were out at one of these rallies. You know what I'm saying? They were preaching about equality, and they were holding hands with the police, and they were calling
Uh,
themselves Black Panthers. And
uh,
I was like, no. I like me,
never.
I know all of the people in the Black Panther. Like, I know honestly most of the radical people in this country that are really doing radical things. Like I honestly could say I know most of them. Like, honestly, like, either, by by people talking about them or actually know them in person. You know what I'm saying? So when I saw them, I'm like, okay, I haven't seen you guys before. You know what I'm saying? I know all of the Black Panthers and all the different factions that are out here in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? And you guys, I've never seen you before. You know what I'm saying? Then when you research further, you know, because people were hitting me up and letting me know different things, and I was researching further. The girl has been an extra on Blade. You know what I'm saying? On the Blade series, we exposed that, and the main two other guys that she had with her were employed by by talent agencies. They were actors. You know what I'm saying?
Actors.
And they had a white boy in tow, and he was an actor too.
No surprise.
Yeah, he was an actor too. Like he was a bona fide actor, and they had to apologize. They had to get on Vice. They had to talk to the Atlanta Journal Constitution, because I guess they really live here and they wanted to go back outside, because we were exposing them to the point where, you know, they couldn't even go outside really without somebody approaching them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, we expose them to that level, and we should do that when we see things in our community. When we see people in the community that's not right and they're saying they're doing one thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, research that, and you know what I'm saying? If it's not valid, if it's not standing on anything, then they have to be exposed and showed exactly what's happening. So yeah, they got exposed, and they had to actually say that they were acting. Now, what they didn't do, because they never spoke to me directly, and none of these mayonnaise media outlets asked the question, was say who was sponsoring them. They never told who put them up to it. They never said who was giving them the money for these assault rifles. They never were saying who gave them the money for this for these vests that had no plates in them. You know what I'm saying? These tactical uniforms that they were wearing. They never said that. They never said who ordered the patches. You know what I'm saying? They never said that. So there definitely is even a head in hand in that. And not all of these actors are being exposed. But I'm gonna say there's a lot of crisis actors involved in these protests. And that's one of the reasons why, while, you know, I know a lot of people that are involved, and I know, and I'm not, I haven't been on the boots on the ground, because what I see is what they're trying to do is they're trying to create a scenario where they have, you know, they're doing this all across the country, because they're going to choose one place, and it's probably going to be Atlanta, where they have this race war theater. You know what I'm saying? This battle of black and white, where pink people triumph. You know what I'm saying? I can see it. You know what I'm saying? I see what they're trying to do with it. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I have been less boots on the ground with these particular protests, because I saw how non-organic they are. I saw how they just resurrected Black Lives Matters out of nowhere, out of thin air. You know, brought it back to life like it Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, you know, I'm just looking at it like, okay, I'm just taking a step back. I'm looking at it from a peripheral level. Now, you may see me out there, but I'm not gonna be looking like this. I'm gonna be in disguise, but you know what I'm saying. But I'm looking at it from a peripheral level and just analyzing what's happening.
Yeah, we've been doing the same thing, because I ain't been boots to ground either. I haven't, you know, and normally, just like 4 years ago, I would have been out there. You know what I mean? But I just been watching. I just been watching, like, this doesn't seem right. It's not right. What's happening right now is just, it just doesn't make sense. It's nonsensical, you know, and that's what I was looking at. Because, you know, I would have been out there. I would have been out there doing what I had to do. That's all I have to say, you know. But not this time around. I haven't even stepped foot around it. You know, not even around it. Like, I'm like, all right, y'all go ahead and handle that, whatever you think you're handling, you know, because our people aren't really handling anything at this moment.
Right. Most of the vandalism,
but one thing handling, they're able to release that anger that anger that they have in them, they're able to release that. But other than that, they're not handling nothing right now. They just kind of falling in the yeah, what you were saying?
No, I'm saying we need to take that anger and stuff like that and use that energy to organize. Use that
Yes.
energy to think on a strategic level because
To properly structure something. Yes.
And rioting is okay, but see, this is my thing.
Yes.
When you look at it on a bigger picture about like you know, a more grand scale, you know what I'm saying? Because there's a thin line between rioting and organized warfare. And I think we need to go ahead and cross that line if we're being really real um about George Floyd and about these people and we want all of this stuff to stop, you know what I'm saying? Because people are talking about police reform and like, we how much can the police be reformed? You can't reform this institution anymore. Yeah, you could defund it, and I love the defunding of the police. I love that idea, but these people are still armed. These are the people that are going to be out there with no paycheck shooting black people. You know what I'm saying? These are the most vile. These are the most vile so-called white supremacist, pink power terrorists out there. You know what I'm saying? So they had to be before they get funded. They had to be disarmed. You know what I'm saying? The police need to be disarmed, and that needs to happen ASAP. So if you're talking about defunding the police, the best thing for us to do is to disarm them first. That needs to happen. I agree. Immediately. So I see Minneapolis. They're taking steps to defund police. Go ahead and disarm them too. Not only their service weapons, but all of their personal weapons. Do a house check. Get all of them. Get all of that. You know what I'm saying? Take all of that. Every last bullet. Don't let them have one. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta take steps like that, and that's real steps, cause that leads to real things. You know what I'm saying? So we already know it's gonna be a conflict. People go in there and talking about you got to give up your guns, every last single one, not even just your service weapon, but your personal weapons, that shotgun back there, all of that stuff.
Yep, they need to. That's exactly what they need to do because there are countries that have police officers that don't carry guns.
Right. It's just and really
less murders happening there of our people. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what sort of okay, if you're joining the police force in 2020 and you already know what it's about, I think there was a time period when people were they could have joined the police, a black person especially could have joined the police and thought they were going to change it from the inside out and thought they were going to do this and you know what I'm saying and you know, but if you're joining the police force in 2020, I'm gonna say you are a bad person. Let's just put it out there. You're a bad person. You have a horrible character. You know what I'm saying? You're probably a liar and a thief. And there's two things that you want to do. You want to rape prostitutes and shoot black people, shoot niggers. Let's keep it real. You know what I'm saying? If you join in the police force in 2020, you want to rape prostitutes and shoot niggers. Let's be honest. And you're not a good person. You're a horrible person. You know what I'm saying? Probably should just go to the literature or end that shit yourself right now. If you're listening to my voice, end that shit. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, because you're a horrible ass person. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, these are the sort of people. These are the sort of that are in the police force. You know what I'm saying? The person that killed George Floyd, if you look and we exposed him, this dude is a serial killer. He was sexually gratifying himself while he had his knee on George Floyd's neck. You know what I'm saying? He was fondling himself. You know what I'm saying? So the only people that do stuff like that when they're killing people is people that have killed a lot of people before and they get sexual gratification from murder. That's a serial killer. You know what I'm saying? You could tell that that's not the first time he killed somebody. Come on, man, look at the video. You know what I'm saying? That's not the
Yeah,
first.
he did it
That's
with ease.
not the
He
first time
did
he
it with
killed.
ease.
What's that?
I said he did it with ease. It was easy. It
Right,
was like it
right,
was a natural thing how he did it.
right. And if you're and naturally, if you're going to put a knee, you know, if you're going to take a knee, your natural instinct is to brace yourself in some sort of way. If he was really doing some sort of hold, he would have held onto the car. He would have put his hand onto the on the ground. When Kaepernick was taking a knee, when Kaepernick was famously taking a knee, he put you know, he rested his arms on his other knee. You know what I'm saying? So he would have been doing something along those lines. He had his hands deep in his pockets because he was trying to he was either stroking himself or stroking around his area to feel
He
some
was
sort
putting,
of sexual arousal. You know what I'm saying? From the death. So this was a
oh, hell
bona
to
fide
no.
snuff film. You know what I'm saying? This was a bona fide snuff
Did you
film
say he
that
was
people.
stroking himself? Some nasty. Did you say he was stroking himself with his hands in his pocket?
Yes,
Fucking
yes,
nasty.
yeah. He's a serial killer, man. That's what serial killers do. They get sexual gratification from murder. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the and you look at the film, that's what he's doing. You know
Mm,
what I'm saying? Because
mm,
there's no
mm.
reason for his hands to be in his pockets.
That's just
That's
disgusting.
awkward. Why are your hands in your pockets while you got a knee? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. That's awkward as hell. And his hands are not and his hands are not only
That's
in
just
his pockets,
nasty.
they're deep.
That is awkward. I was thinking that maybe he was like putting pressure onto his leg when he had his knee into his neck. Like
Right.
that's how I was thinking. But now you talking about the man was stroking himself. Like what kind of weird damn ID channel pink people mess is
Facts.
this? Like you know what I
Facts.
mean?
I mean, but if he was putting like I got that
Like
argument
that's
too.
just nasty.
People were saying that maybe was more putting more pressure on
Weirdos
him. But if he was doing that, why would he put his hands in his pockets? And why would he not put his hands on, you know what I'm saying, outside on his knee, on his leg? I mean,
on
if
his
he's putting
leg
his hands
itself,
on his
on his
pockets,
leg
he doesn't
itself,
want
yeah,
you to
on the
see what
thigh
he's doing
itself.
with his hands.
Right,
Mhm.
right. See, I was thinking, I wasn't even thinking about it. I was really thinking he was putting the pressure on his leg, but now you're talking about hands and fondling himself, like just
Yeah, that's a serial
nasty.
killer.
God,
He's a serial
ugh.
killer. He's a
The
serial
thought
killer.
of it is just nasty. Them people just nasty.
Facts. He's a serial killer. So we
Mm-hmm.
gotta we
No, you
gotta
could
analyze.
tell.
This
I
the
mean, he
kind of.
did it with ease. You could tell he's done it before. Huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Facts.
Yep.
So
Yes.
yeah, we
So I
got
hope they
we
get
got
him
to look
every
at that.
day in jail. Yes. Yes. See there? I
Yeah.
hope they get him every day in jail. Yes.
Yeah. Big time
Every
shout out to
day.
you, John Moore. Yeah, that's facts. And they are. You know what I'm saying? But we
Every
gotta
day with
go.
no Vaseline, raw, no Vaseline, just get it.
Facts. Facts. But we gotta. But you know what? They
Yes,
protect these
for
police
real.
officers. They protect these police officers in jail. So we gotta honestly we got to take a step. We got to take a further step and go outside of the legal system, man. Let's be real. Let's be honest. You know what I'm saying? When they would have one of us that were, you know, in early 1900s or whatever, that was alleged to rape a white woman or kill somebody that was white. Did they wait for the courts to say, "Oh, this nigger's guilty"? No, they had mobs of white people run up into the police off or run up into the police station or run up into jail, and they got that black person. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
The trial was done on the end of a noose, and you know, I think that we should take the same vein as that. You know what I'm saying? Like
hmm
let's stop being disappointed by the police by the justice system, because this is what we're going to do. We're going to wait around for them to have this trial, that, you know what I'm saying, and then when he's not guilty of anything, we're going to be upset, and it's time to stop taking it's time to stop putting our hope into people's hands that don't have our best interest at heart.
right.
It's a
One
joke
second, one
it's a
second.
joke.
Let us take a quick quick break, real quick. I want to put this commercial on real quick.
All right.
You are now tuned in to The Scoop.
This is Loyal straight out of.
You are now tuned in to The Scoop.
This is Loyal straight out of Massachusetts. Shout out to Fari X and Patah.
Yo, this is Metaphor straight out of Boston, Mattapan Zone. You are now tuned into The Scoop, where enlightenment and entertainment meets. Peace.
It's your girl Ayoka out of the United States of America, repping DNA pushing, and you are now tuning into The Scoop, where enlightenment and entertainment meet.
This is the God Divine Universal, better known as Kata Mafioso from Grind Hard Radio, and you're now in tune to The Scoop, where enlightenment and entertainment meets.
All
right.
I'm somewhere else because I'm trying to get something and kind of like, if I can get it.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, because I wanted to actually, because people talk all this stuff, and I want to actually, here we go. And I love your program, by the way. It's awesome. So
thank you.
If you guys are
thank
on
you. It's
here,
slowly coming together.
Facts. And if you guys are on here and you have listened to Too Raw for TV, you're one of my listeners. Definitely check out The Scoop with Fari X. She's definitely doing her thing. I love this. She's definitely bringing some enlightenment out here. But I wanted to
thank you, brother.
This is what I wanted to do. I wanted to talk about solutions because we could talk about the issues and the problems all day, but if we're not talking about the actual solutions, what I'm saying, then why are we even talking about the stuff? You know what I'm saying? That's why I like to talk about the solutions to these different things.
That's the main thing that we always need to talk about is solutions, but people don't talk about solutions. They always want to talk about, they just want to talk. A lot of people just talk, but there's nothing that they're putting together, no plan they're putting together to implement. You know what I mean? So yeah, we definitely talk about solutions, but another thing that we do really need to get on is the first part of the title of the show, which is the fake black-brown alliances. Our folk definitely need to recognize and realize who is real and who are not. You know what I mean? Right. Need to recognize that. And they also need to understand that just because we got the same color skin don't mean that we really skin folk. That we're kinfolk, I should say. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean that. Because a lot of our skin folk is not really for us. And it's been showing. We've been seeing that by their actions. You understand what I'm saying? So that's another thing that people we need to really talk about that as well. They just think, because he black or whatever, that he's our people. That's our people. No. Are you really paying attention to this man or this woman? Are you paying attention to their actions? Are you paying attention to the things that they're posting, the things that they are saying? Are you paying attention? Are you listening? So that's something else as well. Like, come on, use your mind. Use your right mind.
And we need to start
that part of your mind that helps you think. Right.
And one of the things that we need to think about and we need to act on is to think of ourselves as Black people as a nation, because we are not American citizens. It's quite obvious and clear. The Dred Scott case was never overturned, so technically Black people are not American citizens on any sort of level. So, and thinking of as ourselves as a nation of people, and it just needs to be a critical mass. People like, oh well, all Black people need to be together and all. No, it just needs to be a critical mass of people, and that could be a couple hundred people, and it could be even 100 people, even less than that. You know what I'm saying? Let's start thinking of ourselves as a nation. And I created this thing about the agreements that we will have with with anybody that's outside of our nation. You know what I'm saying, as far as solidifying our nations, you know what I'm saying? Because we need to have a real discussion and what I'm saying, about the next step. And this is the next step to me, as far as being a Black nation. And there's 4 agreements from blacks to humane societies. Okay, leave us alone. That's the first one. The first agreement is to leave us alone. There's no pink interaction or terrorism in our community. So no pink person, no pink police officer. That white officer should not even have been on University Avenue at all. Period. You know what I'm saying? Point blank. Period. No pink interaction or terrorism in our communities. The second agreement is the unlimited ability to defend
Because they
ourselves
are terrorists.
proactively. What's that?
No, I said because they are terrorists. Let's put that out there. They've been terrorists since they set foot on our soil, this soil here. They've been terrorists.
Oh yeah,
So,
absolutely.
you know,
Yep, absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. And the second agreement is we had to have unlimited ability to defend ourselves proactively, which means that whether it be a threat that's right there happening right now, like that white police officer that shot that brother and on University Avenue, or
Mm-hmm.
whether it be a threat that may occur, and that's just a police officer that's armed. He may not even be in our neighborhood, but he is a certified threat to our community. So we need to be able to have unlimited ability to defend ourselves proactively. The third agreement is the unlimited ability to produce and be self-sustainable with a focal point on food production, housing, and clothing. So, growing our own food, um, what I'm saying, growing our own food, and doing things of that nature, we should have the unlimited ability to produce and be self-sustainable with the focal point on housing our people, on food production and clothing. And then also the fourth agreement is we define ourselves as we wish. All qualifiable black nations will be with ambassadors, military, society, builders as a foundation for each nation. And what I'm saying with that agreement is that you don't get a chance to define us. You can't tell us that we're African American. You can't tell us that we're any of these labels that you put on us and try to marginalize us with. We create our own nation. So we want to call ourselves more, or we want to call ourselves a black supremacist, or we want to call ourselves a Hebrew Israelite. We define ourselves as that, and those qualify, and if those nations qualify to be nations, what I'm saying, they had to have ambassadors, a military, and society builders as a foundation. So those are the four agreements that we need to have as black people going forward, dealing with any other people, because we need to think of ourselves as a nation. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Do I hear your
So you said you
baby
hear
in
my
the
baby?
background?
Yeah, she's upstairs. She's upstairs.
I hear that baby.
Yeah, she's upstairs.
I hear that baby.
Uh,
Oh, okay. I hear her. I hear her.
yeah,
She got to
yeah,
be what,
man.
like one now, right? 1.5, one.
Yeah, she actually turns 2 of September. You know what I'm
Right, right,
saying?
right, right, right.
So
Mm-hmm.
she's doing her thing. She's such a beautiful being, and I was one of those people. I never thought I would have children. You know what I'm saying? But having a child is such a
Mm-hmm.
blessing, and such something that really really puts things in perspective for me. You know what I'm saying? Some people were like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna be softer now because you got a girl or whatever," and it's like I feel like I'm more hard edged because I feel like now I have to create this world for her. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing this for her. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing this for her, to create this world for her, where she doesn't have to deal with the same things that I had to deal with. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm in Atlanta because of police terrorism. I'm an American refugee. You know what I'm saying? In the flesh,
Mm-hmm.
that had to leave one state and go to another state because of police terrorism. So I'm a living testament to what's happening out here. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, you know, I don't want her to go through those same sort of things. So now I'm more hardcore about what I do, and more analytical with my thinking. Now we're speaking about analytics. I'm more analytical with my thinking and less emotion based. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, I know. She has some great parents though, I'll tell you that much. Great parents. So
Well, thank you.
yeah, she does. She does. Yep. I got to meet her when she was in the womb.
Yes, yes,
I did. Yes. And for those who heard him speaking, that's that proud black father, that active black father that society tries to portray like that's it, like it's not really happening,
right,
but it is. Got one right there. He's proud of his child, and he done
right.
graduated from college. I was at his graduation, you
Yes,
know.
yes.
So,
That was
you
beautiful.
know, so it's just like, come on now. Like our brothers are out here doing their thing and being great fathers on top of that. Being great fathers, being great examples, being there for the black woman and the child,
Yes,
and I love it. I love it. I salute you for that.
I appreciate you as well. Definitely.
Yes, always, always, always. This is my brother, y'all, for real. Um, may not be blood, but he's still my brother.
Oh,
You know,
it's blood too.
somewhere,
Somewhere in there. You feel me?
somewhere, somewhere in there, somewhere in there, somewhere in there. Yes. So, what's your solutions? When did you write down those solutions? When did you come with that plan?
Well, we actually did a broadcast recently, where I revealed these solutions, the four agreements, because there's
I
a four
missed it.
agreements that
You
are
sent me the
around.
link.
Okay, matter of fact, I'm gonna tag you on the Instagram post. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because you sent me the link to my phone for me to join, but I'd be like tired at a certain time. I'd be working so much, and I'd be like, damn, he always want to go get on the radio at 10 o'clock. Like I'm like, damn, I'm trying to lay down now. 8 o'clock.
Right. I feel you. I feel you. Well,
Like, why he doing this to me?
okay, I started broadcasting to Raw for TV on November 4th, 2010. And one of the things, I'm action oriented. I always been in the community, always been in the streets, always been doing that, you know what I'm saying? So, one of the things that the reasons why I said it for that time was because I said, I know no matter what I do, no matter what I'm doing, I can make time available for 11 p.m. Eastern time or 11 p.m. on Thursdays, and so
Mm-hmm.
when people call into my show, most
Mm-hmm.
people listen after the show, but when people call into my show, I already know. That's why I say what I say. If you hear my voice, then you're part of the revolution. If
Part of the
you're
revolution.
Yep. If you're listening at that time live, I already know you're hardcore about this. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I'll definitely tag you on Instagram with that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, the four
Yeah.
agreements, because there's a four agreements that's already out that is pretty good. But I think that black people, we never, okay, one thing about this is we never agreed to this. We never agreed to the conditions that we are in America. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
All these other groups agreed to this. Black people never agreed to this. We were just subjected to this. We were like, oh, this is how it's going to be, niggers. And you know what I'm saying? And we've been
Mm.
living like that. You know what I'm saying? So right now, it's right now we need to we need to set up the four agreements, because these are things that we have to agree upon ourselves, and also we gotta have outsiders agree to them. We're not This is four agreements that we're putting out there that if you don't agree to it, you're not dealing with us, period, point blank. You know what I'm saying? So just like they forced their agreements upon us, we are
Mm-hmm.
forcing our agreements upon them. So you guys check me out on that's on my Instagram, two raw for TV takeover, which is the number two RAW, the number four TV takeover, and you see those four agreements from blacks to humane society. You know what I'm saying? So these are the four agreements. You know what I'm saying, for that.
Mm-hmm. That's what's up. You know, we're gonna have you back on the show, right?
Okay,
I'm gonna
that's
have to
what's
have you
up.
come back on. I'm thinking I got a Father's Day thing coming up on Sunday. If
All
you're
right.
able to, if well, next Sunday. If you're able to join or be a part of it, you know, let me know and you can just come
Next Sunday. That sounds cool. Right now, I don't
on
got
as
anything.
a, you know,
I don't
as
got
a because I
anything
already put
scheduled.
together the
Right now.
okay, yeah, because I already put together the flyer and everything, but it'll be good to have you on.
Okay.
So we're inviting you on, you know, to come on next Sunday at 2 p.m.
All right. That
You
sounds
know,
good.
got a few fathers coming on. It's all about the daddy, you know, on
All
this
right.
next Sunday coming up. So
That sounds
yeah,
good.
yes, all about y'all this next Sunday coming up. So I would definitely want to have you on again because there's a lot that we can be building on, you know, when it comes to revolution, all that. You understand what I'm saying? And you're the perfect person to be on the show. You know,
Thank you.
perfect.
I appreciate
You know,
that.
yes. Bring some of that true rawness to the scoop. You know what I'm
All
saying?
right. No doubt. No doubt. I like it. I love it.
Yes, bring some of that true rawness to the scoop because we're gonna have to wrap this up. I have another guest coming on at 7. Did you see who was coming on at 7?
Oh no, I didn't see. I didn't see what's going on at 7.
Okay, it is so hard for me to pronounce his name. Okay, so I'm gonna say it the best way that I can, and don't beat me up. All right, y'all. Amin M. Hatep.
Mm.
Amin M. Hatep.
Okay. Okay. That sounds
He's a
powerful.
Nubian.
All right.
Amin M. Hatep. That's how we say it. All right. So he's coming on next, and he is basically he's the voice for he is the assistant to Dr. Malachi York's attorney, lawyer.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, he'll be on next, you know, and talking about what he has to talk about as far as you know York goes and the Nubian nation and et cetera, you know. So I'm pretty interested to hear what he has to say. You know, like I told everyone, you know, most of us, everyone inside of the community that we were pretty aware about York, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and the allegations and so
Mm-hmm.
forth, and you know, et cetera, et cetera. So it would be nice to have this man come on the show and to be able to speak his piece, you know, without arguing. You know what I'm saying? Without having
Mm-hmm.
to because that's not what the scoop is about. You know what I mean? I want when it's all for our people to unite, regardless to their beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Regardless to their religion. I want us just to all come together and take shit over. You understand what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
unite. And it's
Mm-hmm.
hard to unite and to come back as a whole when everyone's too busy arguing with each other and wanted to debate and wanted to do this and wanted to do that.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
he's coming on and I'm going to allow him to speak and say whatever he has to say, you know, and express his feelings, you know what I mean? And his, and whatever their facts are. And I, you know, tune in if just tune in because I have questions for him as well. You know, I do have some questions, you know, that I'm pretty sure he has the answers to.
Right.
And I think a lot of us have questions. You know, we hear a lot. We hear a lot about that whole um, Dr. York situation, you know, but again, it's just basically what he says versus what they say. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna be going down at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or Eastern Daylight Time right now because it's summertime. It's gonna be going down, and we're gonna hear, you know, their truth, their side of the story.
That's
So I'm
powerful.
excited. I'm excited to talk to him. I really am. I really am because I really love, you know, learning new things. Learning new things. You understand what I'm saying? And I just want to honestly, I have mixed emotions about the brother. You know, not the brother coming on the show, but York. You know, mixed emotions and so forth. But one thing I'm not going to do is tear him down any more than white media has already tore him down.
Facts.
I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that.
The thing about Dr. York and that whole thing, it was definitely an organized attack on a self-sustainable Black community. Regardless of what you say about Dr. York or whatever, you know what I'm saying, that community was targeted. And also they waited, the FBI and whoever else was involved with that, with the actual attack that happened on that community. They waited until the men of the community were at work. You know what I'm saying? So all the children and all the, Dr. York was there and the children and the women were there, you know what I'm saying? But they waited till that they went to work. And I think that that's so telling about um about America, because we are made to believe that, oh, you go to work and you do this and that. You're being responsible by going and doing all this work and going to work, but actually, in a sense, you are making your household vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? By not being there, you're making your community vulnerable as the people that were working at Dr. York's camp. Because would they have done that if the men were there? I doubt it. You know what I'm saying? I doubt it, because they're cowards. And I've been involved in situations where they don't want to. They'll wait till the strong Black men leave, and then they'll attack. Big time shout out to Tazerpath. She just actually, I Empress Segment. She actually just came out with the song, and it's called Black and Proud. You guys check it out.
Who?
She goes by Tazerpath now. But she's known as I Empress Segment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
And matter of fact,
I know you're talking about. I know you're talking about.
Yep, and I Empress. That's her artist name. So look up I Empress, EYE Empress, EMPRESS. But she's definitely doing her thing. But I brought her up because she had a whole situation where they put her in jail for a YouTube video. You know what I'm saying? And I was right there. You know what I'm saying? We were actually in her house for like a whole week. Because there was like people that were making threats towards her. You know what I'm saying? They were making all sorts of threats towards her. But the police and all that, they raided her house, but they waited till after we left. You know what I'm saying? And that just reminded me of the whole Dr. York situation, because we had a community of our own, and we were checking up on our community, and we were going to go back over there to I Empress, but they waited for that little split second that we had left to go and kick down her door, terrorist task squad, and all that other stuff. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I actually seen that. I just watched that video with her and the guy. I just watched it.
Oh yeah. That's a good song. That's the soundtrack to the protest. That's the soundtrack that you guys need to play when the stuff is burning down. You feel me? Cause Black and Proud. You feel me? Black and Proud. That's the song. It's on my Facebook, and it's on my Instagram, and it's on my on my Facebook and Instagram. It's on there.
I'm gonna check it out. I am going to check it out. I'm going to check it out.
Yeah, but you guys, every Thursday at 11 p.m. Eastern Time, blogtalkradio.com/2raw for TV. The revolution will not be televised. And blogtalkradio.com, I'll spell it out. It's slash TWORAWFOUR TV. So it's spelled out. It's spelled out with the number 2 and the number 4, but it's spelled out, you know, with the letters. So TWORAWFOUR TV. You know, check me out on Instagram, To Raw for TV Takeover.
Yes.
I'm on Facebook, T4 TEE FORD. So, you know, check all that stuff out. But
T Ford.
yeah.
He got 2 pages. Let them know about your other page too.
Oh yeah, well yeah, T4.
He got 2, you know, for when they want to put us in Facebook jail.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, T Ford was, you know, TEEFORD, and then I got another T Ford one, which is TFORD, and then it's E at the end. So
E
it's
at the end,
FORDE. Yeah. So it's FORDE. You know what I'm saying? It's still both T Ford, so you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But
All right. Again, it was great having you on. We had a good audience that was tuned in for a little bit, but I think they realized I'm getting ready to go on another show, so everyone started slowly disappearing. I guess they're getting ready for the next show.
That's what's up.
But yes, you got to
I
come back
love it,
on.
and I look forward. Yes, I'm coming back on Father's Day, so let's get it.
Yes, great. I'll give you the information and everything. Like I said, we start at 2 p.m., you know, so
All right.
Definitely want you on, you know, check backstage about 15 minutes early, whatever, just for the mic and camera check.
Okay.
And everything. But yeah, gotta wrap it up and everything. All right, peace, brother. And I will definitely talk to you soon.
Yes, absolutely. I love it.
Peace.
All right, peace.
All right.
Welcome to the school. Welcome to the school, where entertainment and enlightenment